Mercury is very happy in Gemini. Usually when he whizzes through the sign, he brings about communication, writing, blogging, speaking, connecting with others, coming up with genius ideas, and also, creating some fun and curiosity and the ability to do multiple things at the same time, hands up if you've got this placement or strong Gemini energy in your chart, and you are the kind of person, and people have noticed that you are like writing something while texting, while checking some social media posts, while reading an article and making a conversation. Is this you? Hands up. And so let me know what people say about you if that's the case. And this is also a sign or a placement, an energy that is really focused on fact finding. It's like a collector of facts. It's so many stars, so many facts and figures that most people think like, okay, what do I do with this information? But the thing is that this placement also wonders the same thing. It's so curious, so interested in everything and everybody. But then it goes like, ooh, what do I choose? What can I do now? And there's a little bit of analysis paralysis, of indecision, due to quite simply the overwhelm of all of this information, so overload of information that on one hand may seem like a great thing. And, I'm sure that all of us, regardless of, our Mercury placement, we all sometimes go like, oh my goodness, there's so much to choose on the telly. There's so much to choose at the supermarket. There's so much to choose from, in general, we live in a world where there are so many options open to us. And then what do? Always the same thing, or always buy the same thing, or always watch the same thing, pretty much, most of the time, because there's just an overwhelm, there's too much information, and it's difficult to make a decision. This is the life of this particular placement, information overload and inability to make a decision because there are so many options. But what's interesting is that this month, Mercury, in fact, the next 2 months, Mercury is extremely busy. So on the one hand, it starts off, and I'll put some dates in the description, it starts off with some fantastic and really helpful alignments, so working together with some other planetary energies like Chiron, for example, like Saturn and the North Node. And this happens in the next few days, really. We're already feeling it. So it comes together with these other planets, and it gives either a new perspective on health, a new perspective on overcoming self-limiting beliefs, a new perspective on the path ahead, which direction to move, what to do for a better future. And we're talking about long-term future usually. So decisions made right now are quite supported, by the general planetary alignments, and quite good. There is one thing that worries me, and it's the fact that already Mercury is going to be, or very soon, is going to align with Neptune. So it's going to clash with Neptune, as a matter of fact. And saying clash, and this happens 3 times during this transit in Gemini, it's not real apt, because Neptune is not solid. Neptune is smog and, steam, and it's intangible. You can't grab it. And that's one of my things about, Neptune. You can't deal with this. The best thing you can do when you have Mercury and Neptune coming together, or any planet coming in contact with Neptune, is focus on the positives of Neptune. So on the one hand, the negatives are confusion, sadness, a sense of loss, being victim of deceit or illusion and delusion and self-delusion. Yes, this is Neptune, unfortunately. One aspect of Neptune. But then, on the other side, you've got great inspiration, great imagination, great artistic capability, I suppose, like opening your mind and your soul to anything artistic, but also anything spiritual. So it's a very double-edged sword, what Neptune brings to the party. And when it comes together with Mercury, like it does over the next few weeks, 3 times, we need to be careful of lies. We need to be careful of the lies we tell ourselves, and we need to be careful of the lies that others tell us, that we read about in the news, that they say in social media. So there's going to be lies everywhere. So be careful and try to stick to the facts, not beliefs, not opinions. That's the other thing, opinions, yeah. Facts, proven facts. That's your survival tip for this transit. Stick to the facts and set some boundaries. If you have to make a decision, just stay focused on your goal, the objective, what will come after this, what's the desired outcome, and just stick with 2 to 3 options. Don't go for the whole spectrum of options that are available to you, which is a risk with this placement. So these are the kind of like encounters. There's also an encounter with Venus at the end of May, which talks about lovely conversations around love, or conversations with a woman, or conversations about money as well, because Venus rules money, or some possessions, beautiful things in life and supporting things. It could be also about values, because that's also something that Venus stands for. But the interesting thing is that happens on the day that Mercury actually goes retrograde. And so when Mercury goes retrograde, you all know, you keep telling me, things go wrong. It's very likely that you'll press send and then instantly you will go like, why did I do that? And or you will say something and then regret it, and then this causes some big hoo-ha, that you'll have to deal with later on. Or maybe even if you take a decision, you'll have to revisit it. So it's a time in which it's best to go slow. Yes, it's perfect for either going through something that you started in the past. So if you started writing, an article or a book or a podcast, for example, or just simply an email a long time ago, this could be a good time to revisit that and complete it as well. It's a good time to go over some course material that maybe you started, and to complete it again, or to go into it through it in more depth. But in general, do be careful of miscommunications and lies, because Neptune is never too far away. So miscommunications and lies will abound during this transit. Let me know if that's already happened. Let me know when it happens. I'd really love to know. And then not only do we have the retrograde, but also we have eclipse season in the midst of the retrograde. And when Mercury meets the Sun, which is a fantastic time, it's the 10th of June, usually it's like a light bulb moment, great clarity, great illumination, great vision, you got your answer from kind of deep within you. But this year, this coincides with the solar eclipse, which will be basically on the same day. We will have the Sun, the Moon and Mercury all together, literally together, fused together. And then nearby we'll have the North Node. We will still have Neptune in square aspect, and we will have Saturn in supportive aspect. But basically, what this tells me is that, yes, the 10th of June or around that date is when we're going to have this incredible clarity, an incredible new vision for ourselves. And so I think this eclipse is going to be about how you see yourself, how you see your life, how you see your future, and what avenues are open in front of you for this future to gain traction and to make the right decision for the long term. So it's a precious time. It's also an intense time, because on the same day we have an opposition between, or in the period between Mars and Pluto. This is like really, really intense energy. This is like aggressive energy. This is a standoff. This is about power, about control, about, also it's about transforming your energy and what you do with your energy, what you dedicate your energy to, and all of these amazing things. But for me, it's all about this new awareness, this new clarity about how you see yourself and your life and your future. So let me know if you are the multitasker in your family or in your group of friends. Do you have Mercury in Gemini or in Virgo? And what do your friends tell you? Really interested to know. Okay, enjoy this very long spell of Mercury through Gemini and stay in touch.